All right.
That's really funny.
Thank you, my fellow Americans. I'm assuming you enjoyed it. It seems like you enjoyed it. Time making it, and it's never been released, and I'm just really happy to be able to show it around. And I'm glad you wanted to see it.
Thank you. Land of milk and honey, of the homesick and the blue. Singing holy, holy, holy brother.
Well,
once
again, the thing about it is you know, I don't really own it, and the producer he ultimately owns it. And this particular version, which was a version that we had considered finished, I mean, after numerous editors, we had a finish editor come in and pretty much polished it up to this point, and we felt very good about it, and we tried to, you know, panel it out there, and you know, like many films, they just don't get picked up, and this is certainly one of them. And he is thinking that he's always thinking he wants to tighten it up. He wants to actually do another version that he thinks might be more marketable, a version that is of which I don't like it as much. It's, you know, hi, I'm Vermin Supreme, I'm running for president, we're going to go undercover and do all this stuff, and then at the end we'll pretend to be this guy. But, you know, it wouldn't be as coherent, I don't think. And, so, you know, there's snippets out there. I wouldn't put it past putting it out there on a, you know, a pay-per-view type of streaming thing. You know, I got to keep. I mean, I'm liking the fact that I'm pretty tight-fisted about it. That this is the copy. I've got it. Anybody pirate it? Okay, thank you. And so it's, you know, I'll show it around too if anybody wants to set up a showing. Once I get a course this year, it's also seen me sort of morph into a college speaking guy. If anybody's got any knows any kids, any college students, I'm trying to. Student groups have seemed to be happy to bring me in and give my presentations on. Free speech, free assembly. It's a real kick-ass, explosive opener where we show the news footage and I'm just sliced into it, and then like Hitler comes on, and then Hitler starts like screaming like a dinosaur, and then I come out from the time machine with the smoke and the fog and rip baby Hitler's head off and run into the audience and sing my songs and throw glitter everywhere. And after the first 5 minutes, it settles down, and then I start showing videos of my campaigns and my work in the protest environment, and just talk about stories and things and answer people's questions. Any questions? Yes?
Do you plan on running for president in 2016? And, hold on, this is actually a three-part question.
Is this going to be on the test?
You've run multiple times in the past, yet you've never actually been on any general election ballots.
Correct.
Do you plan to actually run and qualify for the general election ballot in any states? And if you do so, would you debate me 50 different times, once in each state, as I will be a candidate for president in 2016?
Congratulations, sir. I look forward to these debates. Of course, I find myself in a position where this year in particular seems to bump it up a few notches, if you will. And of course, with that comes great responsibility to all the people who have supported me this past year and who have shared my vision of Ponatopia, pure equality, liberty for people and their ponies.
What you need is an anti-pony villain.
Yes, sir. If you are that anti-pony villain, I will take you on, and you're going down!
The number of ponies is too damn high.
Sir, I know Jimmy McMillan. I've worked with Jimmy McMillan. Jimmy McMillan is my running mate, and you, sir, are no Jimmy McMillan. Yes, sir.
Do the ponies have to brush their teeth too?
Yes, sir. You're responsible. Yes, sir.
Was your cover blown on this at all, or is it possible that you could do another one?
It's hard to say. It came close to getting blown a few times. I think during the Creation Museum, they sort of thought something was up. But once again, I tried to remain in this character, in this universe, in this world, where I was a right-wing fundamentalist humorist, if you will, at certain occasions. And we just, we just thought about it. Yeah, there's plenty of right-wing people trying to be funny, and Beck, Limbaugh, and all, and Dennis Miller has a beard, so we thought it was plausible that we might pass ourselves in that format.
So this movie not being released might actually work to your benefit if you wanted to do this again.
Conceivably, sure. I mean, Jerry Falwell's dead now and stuff.
Yeah, think about it.
You clean up pretty well.
Thank you.
That was not a question.
Yes, please rephrase that former question. Yes, sir.
What was it like reaching out to some of the atheists that you interviewed? Were you approaching them in character, or did other people do that for you?
No, I was fully in character. Well, once again, it was part of the movie that, from beginning to end, because it was a 5-year shooting thing. I mean, you can tell in the beginning where I was the seersucker suit and all that stuff. I was interacting and reacting with the various people that were interviewing as a different character as my character evolved. And so, during the interview with Reverend Pat, for example, I was treating her as a friendly media, so I wasn't too hard. I was just trying to get some interesting things that she would say. But other times with Ed Kagan, I was pretty hard on him. Asking him, how many abortions do you and your wife have a week, and just really, there's just so much stuff that didn't end up in the movie, and some was much far up. But there was a certain license, especially at the Reason for Rally, or the Rally for Reason, in which I was able to be really hard on the atheist because I was this fundamentalist, as opposed to. It was much harder to be hard on the fundamentalists because I was in agreement with them. So there was this whole series where you're a tool of Satan. If you are a tool of Satan, what tool would you be? There's a great series of questions that now an interesting thing is the producer's agenda was obviously to show the fundamentalist right-wing menace, and I think it's pretty funny to showing the movie to the various libertarian-leading audiences. Because that bit with the Ron Paul, when he comes up, denouncing the Department of Education, which is supposed to be like, what? And shock all these middle of the roaders that he was trying to wake up with this movie, and have y'all go, yeah! That's really pretty funny. Yes. No, I'm sorry. Yes.
Oh, okay, so you were acting and playing a part, but the people who you were interviewing were not.
Correct.
How is that for you, looking across from these people? Did you ever have a hard time just keeping it together and not just losing it as an individual?
Yes, but not exactly how you might think. I mean, I was concerned at first, in the original treatments, it was like, Vermin Supreme goes undercover and tries to keep his head from exploding. And that was only true to there was the Billy Graham Crusade, and I think that was the second shoot that we did. And there was that AM radio guy talking about how 9/11 used by God. But I was so wrung out by the end of this day of shooting, and I became strange, not necessarily empathetic, but when he made this comment that, well, perhaps Jesus has sent you here in order to get this message out. And yeah, I had a somewhat a crisis of ethics. Decided whether I was abusing these people, whether it was right for me to try and get these people to say horrible things. Say these things that say something bad. It was so hard to get somebody to say you're going to hell. It was really, you would think it would be easy, but it was not so easy. And that Answers from Genesis student, he was one of the few people who said straight out, if you don't believe, you're going to hell. So there was that crisis of faith, if you will, at the Billy Graham Crusade, and I got over it.
Yeah.